Okay, in this video, we want to find a general solution for the differential equation of y double prime plus 2y prime plus 5y is equal to 3 sine 2t. And this is a non-homogeneous equation because this is equal to something, not 0. Homogeneous equation, which we are used to, we have this equals 0. So we had to do something different on this problem. So first we set it to equal 0. We say that r squared plus 2r plus 5 is equal to 0. We can't factor this, so we use quadratic equation. So we say r is equal to minus b, so minus 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 2 squared, minus 4ac, 1 times 5 divided by 2a. So 2a, so a is 1. And so this right here is 20, right? So we would get minus 2 divided by 2 is going to be minus 1, plus or minus. So 4 minus 20 is minus 16. The square root of minus 16 is going to be a plus or minus 4i. 4i divided by 2 would give us plus or minus 2i. And so I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And so our homogeneous equation, that is, if it equals 0, we would get c1 e raised to negative t because of this, cosine parentheses 2t because we have 2i, plus c2e raised to negative t sine 2t. And this is the homogeneous equation, but since in our case we have equals 3 sine 2t, we need to get a particular solution, yp. And so we can get the particular solution. In our case, we have equal 3 sine 2t, which is pretty close to this. So our particular solution will be a cosine 2t plus b sine 2t. And so we simply say yp is equal to a cosine 2t plus b sine 2t. And the next thing we want to do is get yp prime and yp double prime. And so yp prime would produce negative 2a sine 2t plus 2b cosine 2t, and we get yp double prime, so we do it again. So we get negative 4a cosine 2t plus or minus 4b sine 2t. And so we will replace y double prime with our yp double prime, 2y prime with our 2yp prime, 5y with our 5yp. And that will equal 3 sine 2t. And so what we're going to do is simply replace y double prime with this, yp prime with y prime, and y with yp. But to make our lives easier, what we can notice is that each thing has cosine 2t or sine 2t. So we can say that we have a cosine 2t plus sine 2t, and this is going to equal 3 sine 2t. So we say equal 3 sine 2t plus we have 0 cosine 2t, so we say 0 cosine 2t, like this. And so first thing we have is y double prime, so this. And so we have cosine 2t, so that's going to be negative 4a. Negative 4a. Next we have negative 4b sine 2t, so we write negative 4b, like this. Next we have 2y prime, so we multiply this by 2, so it's going to be negative 4a sine 2t plus 4b cosine 2t. And so 4b cosine 2t, so we simply write plus 4b. And then we have negative 4a sine 2t, so we write negative 4a plus 5y, so plus 5yp, so 5a cosine 2t plus 5b sine 2t. And so we have 5a plus 5b like this. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And so if we group negative 4a plus 5a, so that's going to be a plus 4b is equal to 0 because we have cosine 2t. So we say a plus 4b is equal to 0. Likewise, so we have negative 4b plus 5b. So b minus 4a is equal to 3. And so we can just say negative 4a plus b is equal to 3. And the next thing that we're going to do is try to cancel out a so we can solve for b. So we'll use the elimination method. So let me scroll down. And so if we multiply this line by negative 4, or actually if we multiply this line by positive 4, we would get 4a plus 16b, and that's going to equal 0. And so if we group it, so negative 4a plus 4a, that's 0a. b plus 16b is going to be 17b is equal to 3. And so b is equal to 3 over 17. Now we plug in b is equal to 317 here. So we can say that a plus 4 parentheses 3 over 17 is equal to 0. And so a is going to equal negative 12 over 17. So this is important, and this is also important. And so originally we said that yp is equal to a cosine 2t plus b sine 2t. And so we simply replace a with negative 12 over 17 and b with 3 over 17. So let me write that down. So we're going to say that a is going to be negative 12 over 17, and b is going to equal 3 over 17 like this. And now we combine our YH. And so our final answer will be y is equal to YP plus YH. This is YP, and our original equation was YH. So let me pull it up. So YH was this, and we will say that y is equal to, first we'll say YP, so that's going to be negative 12 over 17 cosine 2t plus 3 over 17 sine 2t plus our YH, so this. So we can say plus C1e raised to negative t cosine 2t plus C2e raised to negative t sine 2t like this, and we simply box in our answer. And this is all that we need to do.